Ventures proudly presents living legend and elite level trainer, Ronnie Shields.
Why, thank you, Mr. Morgan Freeman. Howdy, everybody. And guys, if it's Tuesday evening, that means only one thing. That means we're conversing with the elite level trainer, the incomparable, Mr. Ronnie Shields. Woo! Ronnie, how art thou, sir?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
And I tell you what, to do most of the heavy lifting this evening, because yours truly is a little under the weather. I tell you what, I'm leaning on my brother, Big James from the Boxing Source. How are you doing tonight, brother? And thank you for being here.
Oh, man, I'm pretty good, man. I just finished off a Berea quesadilla, so I'm good to go.
Oh, my gosh, brother. You and your ethnic cleansing. I tell you what, man, I wish I could eat that stuff at my old age. Chingao. Must be nice. But, guys, look. You guys, if you can see the headline, Canelo Alvarez versus Jermall Charlo in October? What? You guys have to wait for that, because we're going to get Ronnie's opinion on whether that's going to happen or not. But I'm sure you guys can all figure that out. But we want to hear what Ronnie thinks. But we're going to jump right in. We're going to try to do a tight 60 tonight, guys. If you have any questions, please let them fly at this time. We're going to start things off, though, with this.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Hey, listen, people. You already know what time it is. It's time for fact or fiction.
Hey, man, that's pretty good. Keep getting better, James. Here's number 1A.
All right. 1A. Juan Francisco Estrada will be awarded a very controversial and unpopular decision against Jesse Bam Rodriguez in their eventual rematch later this year. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. You just got knocked out, and you'll get knocked out again. No problem.
Oh, boy, I tell you what. Look, now, were you a bit surprised at the end of the fight when El Gallo Estrada said, you know what, I'm familiar with him now. I've seen some of the things that he can do. I think the rematch is going to provide a different outcome. Were you surprised when you heard that or no?
Oh, of course. I mean, I think everybody was surprised when they heard that. But I mean, who wants to see a rematch? That's the thing. Who's going to spend money on a rematch?
Well, I think from what I've gathered, now I'll confirm this tomorrow, but from what I've gathered, he's contractually obligated. Bam, well, if El Gallo chooses, I think he's contractually obligated. He's got a rematch clause, El Gallo. But does anyone really want to see that, Coach?
No, not at all.
Can you see him doing anything differently?
Besides bringing a gun to this fight, no.
And even then, I think he might be too slow on the draw. Ching.
Yeah.
But look, were you a bit surprised as to how this fight played out? I mean, he looked like he had the right strategy, moving to his left, keeping the fight in the center of the ring. But from mid to long range, Bam just was able to dart in and out, throwing that straight left, sticking that shotgun jab in his face. He couldn't miss, Coach.
No.
And after getting knocked down twice, he said, well, you know what? I've got to change things a bit. and then he tried to close the distance, cut off that reaction time, and then he found a little success. But then when he was right there, I think after his best round, in my opinion, in the 7th, at the tail end of it, boom, he gets the liver shot that he never sees coming, and that's all she wrote. So I think Bam, correct me if I'm wrong, Ronnie, but I think with Bam in this matchup, it's pick your poison. How do you want to get knocked out?
That's for sure.
So if you were training El Gallo Estrada, what would you tell him at this time?
I'll tell him to get on his knees every night. Pray, pray, pray. That's it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Ronnie, because I know you usually love to you love to be the underdog. You love to find that strategy, be that fly in the ointment, be that monkey in the wrench, be that pain in the ass. You love that as a head trainer, but you wouldn't love this assignment, would you?
Not at all. But man, Bam is one of the top 5 best fighters in the world. And, he's just unbelievable. And, and he's going to get better, man. And, Estrada think he's figured him out. But Bam them already figured him out. So,
Yeah.
James, you know why I posed this fact and fiction, didn't you?
Yeah.
You know why I posed this, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Were you a bit surprised when you read the scorecards post-fight?
Yes, I was. I mean, the thing about it was when I saw what Ben Rodriguez was doing there, particularly, after round 3, like Estrada really didn't have an answer for it, right? Whether it was the either the stutter step coming forward before Estrada was getting his offense going, or his movement side to side. Because when Ben Rodriguez was doing that stutter step, I would have expected Estrada to try to do something in order to counter that or to stop that from happening, but he just didn't have an answer for it, and that kind of set up the first knockdown where Bam was able to, land the left. He landed the elite left when he stepped forward instead of doing a jab. Then he stepped over to his right, landed the right hand, and then followed with another left to put Estrada to the canvas. That was a thing of beauty to see that. And then, after, the knockdown that happened, in round 6 where he got caught, he just, went to the inside. And once he started to do that, it was basically over at that point. So I don't see where Estrada really has an answer there for Ben Rodriguez, unless if he has some type of super stuff in his glove, rematch or whatever it is.
well, the only answer I see he has is get them same judges that voted for him and run and hold and go to distance and win.
Well, he had to be really hopeful, but the thing about it is with Ben Rodriguez's dimensions, like it's not like Estrada can really get within range before eating a couple shots there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's the thing about it. You know what I mean?
Well, guys, and look, I'm going to give a big shout out to my brother, Rob Gonzalez, prize fighter. We're going to get him on this card August 24th in San Antonio at the Shrine Auditorium. He's going to be making his pro debut. I just had to give a shout out. And I tell you what, guys, honestly, here's what I would recommend for the rematch. No judges from Mexico. I'm sorry. None. Zero. Zilch, Chihuahua, nada. So here is 1B, James, for you.
Here we go. Bam Rodriguez will take on the winner of Kazuda Yoka versus Fernando Martinez instead of engaging in a rematch with El Gallo Estrada later this year. Fact or fiction?
Now that could be a fact. It's a bigger fight. But,
I'm hoping.
But if Estrada, has a rematch clause, then it's gonna be hard for Bam to get out of it unless they pay step aside money.
Well, do you think maybe DAZN would be willing to pay that step aside money?
Oh, without a doubt, because it's got to be a better fight for them.
Yeah, but
No,
you know
no
what?
doubt.
The only thing I'm worried about here is, correct me if I'm wrong, but Kazuto Ioka and Fernando Martinez, that's going to be on ESPN. I think they have the rights to that. That might be a problem in putting together the Bam Rodriguez. But look, he's still co-promoted by Tekken, which is Mr. Honda. So I don't know why there would be a problem of them staging that fight on ESPN later this year. I'm not sure they'd have to work all that out, but Ronnie, who would you favor in this matchup? Because Ioka, Martinez, both are very good fighters.
Yeah, I'm
But
still going.
they're not Bam Rodriguez, though, are they?
They're not Bam Rodriguez, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm still going with Bam.
No, I tell you what, how good is like well, let's just move on to number 2, guys, shall we? Because that's another Bam one already, okay? James.
Ooh, all right. Bam Rodriguez will not be properly tested until he takes on either Junto Nakatani or Naoya Inoue. Fact or fiction?
Ooh, that could be a fact, man. But I don't know. I don't know. I think he ought to clean out 115 first. Then test 118 before he goes see Inoue. Because that's probably the toughest fight out there for him. Not that Bam isn't that good, but with Inoue, with the weight and the skills that he has, I think that's probably the toughest fight for him right now. But with Nakatini also, that's another tough fight for him. But I think he should clean out 115 first, and then, forget about those guys right now. Just think about 115, clean it out, then move up.
I tell you what, Junto Nakatani, you don't see him doing anything to at 118 to Bam Rodriguez?
No, not much.
Wow. That's
But I think,
saying an awful lot.
hey man, Bam is just that good. Bam is. I think Bam can handle himself.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been watching this kid, as you have been, since his amateur days. And the only seemingly, somewhat chink in the armor that I've been able to spot, and he's been getting much better at this, obviously, is cutting off the ring, closing the distance effectively. And he obviously didn't have a problem with that against Sonny Edwards, although Sonny Edwards decided to fight him in the pocket. If that's his only weak link, Coach, do you see anything that he can improve upon?
The thing about it is, it all depends on the fighters you're fighting. Because, you can be the best at this and the best at that, but so can other guys. And some guys are really good at picking and finding certain things that you do that they feel they can take advantage of. And nobody's perfect. And so you just got to find weaknesses. And, and that's just part of the game. That's why you have to study and know who you're fighting, know what they're good at, but know what they're not good at. And not everyone is good at everything. It's something in there that you can take advantage of. So, and that works for every fighter. So, just one of these things you have to, it's an old saying, styles make fights. And that's another thing, because styles do make the fights. And if you got two guys that fight basically the same way, more than likely you're going to get a hell of a fight if they come forward fighters. If they not, then you may not get the best fight, that you may hope to get.
Oh, you mean like this Saturday between Shakur Stevenson and Artem Haratunian? Is that what you're referring to?
Exactly.
Poor Shakur, man. And this is his final bout with Top Rank. Something tells me he's coming up in Fact or Fiction very soon. But let's move along, gentlemen, shall we? Number 3, James.
All right, here we go with number 3, Top Rank will attempt to put together a matchup between Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, but both fighters will price themselves out, demanding a combined guaranteed purse of over $12 million. Fact or fiction?
That could definitely be a fact that they both go overprice themselves.
Oh, Chingao, man.
You know,
Look,
the thing about it is, right, fighters sometimes think that they are the biggest draw in the world. And then the numbers just don't support that. You know, and they think that these television people are just giving out money just to say, hey, y'all fight and we'll give you the money. No, they gotta bring money to stay in business too. And they just ain't gonna be giving out $12 million, you know, so these guys could bring in $1 million. You know, that just don't work. So I just think that these guys have to look again and see where they stand at as far as being pay-per-view fighters.
ay, Chihuahua. What are we gonna do, guys? What are we gonna do with Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez? James, do you have any ideas?
I don't know, man, because Teofimo Lopez had his last fight last weekend in a venue in Miami Beach where tickets were as low as $25. So if he wants to pretty much ask for a guaranteed purse of about $4 or $5 or $6 million, Bob Aaron's gonna be like, "You must be out show."
Well, look, guys, on the bright side, hey, that's very sporting and that's very affordable of Top Rank. But on the not so bright side, the cheapest seats for this club show that we're doing in Floresville this Saturday is $40. That's not good, and it's almost sold out.
Oh,
Yeah.
So this is a guy who thinks, what is he still using the takeover, Ronnie?
I think he is. He's using it. You can use it all you want to.
What is he taking over?
You can't put asses in seats. That don't make a difference.
What is he taking over? The bread line? Is that what he's taking over? Chingao. Dude, I tell you what, man. Was he taking over Sleepy Joe's spot? Running against Donald Trump? What is he taking over?
I don't know.
Shit.
That's crazy.
Seriously. Now let's go back, guys. Obviously, James pointed out this Saturday. He was facing Steve Claggett, former 147-pounder, durable, tough guy, not much in hand speed, not much in power, but durable chin. Gave Teofimo some rounds. Teofimo had the highest output in his professional career, throwing more punches than any other fight, landing more punches than any other fight. But were you impressed, Coach Ronnie?
Not at all.
¿Por qué, señor? Why?
That was expected of him. You know, look, they know exactly who they had in front of them. You know, you got a guy coming down from welterweight. Okay. So what? You know, so what? You know, it didn't make a difference. You know, they know exactly what the guy was going to do. And that's nothing to him. You know, and then he just outbusied him is what he did. He didn't do anything spectacular. He just wanted to fight. So, you know, that's nothing to go and brag, say, now I'm worth $12 million. No. You can't convince Bob Aaron of that. And you're not going to convince the fans of that either.
certainly
So
not.
look, I think someone needs to take both fighters by the hand and say, look, guys, do you want to know what determines your market value? The fans, the real bosses of boxing. And if they don't want to pay to see you fight or purchase your pay-per-views, then you can't tell them differently. It's almost like in the immortal words of Yogi Berra. Hey, If fans don't want to come out to the ballpark, you can't stop them.
That's true.
Look, it's like what can you do about it? You can sue Ryan Garcia all you want. You can sue Bob Arum all you want. But the fans are the ones who are in charge here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't want to see you, if you don't get high ratings on TV, if you sell less than 50,000 pay-per-views on your only pay-per-view slot as an A-side, then you have no business demanding that much money. I don't care how tough the matchup is. Like, Ronnie, what were you thinking when you heard that Devin Haney relinquished his WBC title because he was insulted by the 1.5 million purse bid against Sandor Martin, saying that, oh, I'm worth that much more. That's all this Ryan Garcia nonsense. I'm going to sue him because, man, it's devalued my worth here in this business. What were your thoughts when you heard that?
Yeah, I think he's crazy. Whatever he's smoking,
Yeah.
it's not good for him. We need to get him a drug test right now. I'm telling you, because that was crazy, man. But the crazy thing about it is, his promoter didn't even make a bid on it.
Yep.
Why was that?
Look, correct me if I'm wrong. Haney Promotions didn't make a bid on it either.
Sure didn't.
Because they're not in the business of losing money now, are they?
That's right. So he knows. He knows better than that.
Yeah,
he could have bid it. He could have bid it for himself. He could have bid it $12 million. He would have won. But where you gonna get the money from?
Right.
And where's he going to stage this fight? Fantasyland?
Yeah, exactly.
Rumpelstiltskin Arena?
In his backyard?
Man, neither one of those guys could sell out my backyard on a Saturday night, brother. Look, these guys just have to wake up and get in the ring. Like, when you're scoffing at 1.5 million, Ronnie, that's a special kind of arrogance right there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you're a promoter or if you're a network executive, would you say, hey, you know what? Put this asshole on the shelf forever until he gets a semblance of humility? Would you do that?
Oh, without a doubt, I would do that. So, this is the boxing game, man. This is, you have to fight and get what you're worth. Simple as that. If you don't do pay-per-view numbers, then you're not gonna get paid. Simple as that. He was lucky he got paid with Ryan Garcia because Ryan brought the show, not him. He didn't bring the show. Ryan did.
Oh, Chingao, man. Chingao. I don't even know what to look, all I can say is this: if these guys don't wake up and smell the bullshit that they're shoveling, then they run the risk of being the next Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Caleb Plant. When's the last time Caleb Plant fought? Yeah.
What is that? March 30th of 2023?
Yep. David Benavidez hasn't fought since. And you know why? Oh, because he's still thinking, you are what a promoter is willing to give you. It's funny how the fighters like to say that when they receive a $10 million purse, but not when they're only offered $1.5 million. Hey, what happened to that logic, brother?
Right.
This is a problem with today's athletes. Ronnie, did you ever see this when you were coming up as a prize fighter?
Not at all, man. This is not even close to being what it is now. I mean, you were just happy to get on TV. Forget pay-per-view. You were just happy to get on a channel, even if
Yep.
it's Nickelodeon.
Yeah. PBS.
You want to get on anything, man.
Yep. I tell you what, it's a far cry from the Warriors that we fell in love with, man, coming up, becoming fans in this business, in this sport. And then now we've got these prima donnas entitled, thinking that, oh, I'm going to sit out because I know I'm worth that much more money. And someone's paying you over $1 million to step in the ring for 12 rounds. No, I'd rather dump my title because that's an insult, Ronnie.
That's for sure.
That's when you use the Don King moniker.
Only in America.
Because I can't fathom, I can't see any other crop of fighters having this attitude in any other country. I can't. With piracy, especially with piracy. Nope, they're not coming down on price. Nope,
No.
I know my worth. Really? Jeez, I tell you what, guys, once again, we could go on and on and on about this. And this is a real problem in the boxing landscape of the U.S. market.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, someone who doesn't have this problem and who earned only $30K in his performance this past week is just this gentleman in number 4.
All right. Lamont Roach Jr. is currently the best fighter at 130 pounds. Fact or fiction?
You know, I got to say that's probably a fact. You know, this kid, he's really impressive, man. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing inside that ring. And you got to give him all the props in the world.
And you know what? Once again, guys, I'm going to say it again. He only made $30,000 on his ProBox card this past week. $30,000. You think he's crying about it?
Nope.
He went out and whooped that ass. Is that the kind of guy you'd like to train, Ronnie?
No doubt.
Yep. James, you were at this event, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
How did he look ringside, brother?
Oh, he was, doing very well. I thought that he was, sitting down on a lot of the shots there, particularly early in that bout. That's why he was able to score those early knockdowns. In the 4th round, where he scored like 2 knockdowns, with the second one being a body shot, I thought the fight would have been over then. But Figure McCory, props to him. He was able to get up at that particular point. But still Lamont Roach was, staying consistent there, over the course of the 7 to 8 rounds that the fight lasted, and was able to get that stoppage. So definitely props to him for that one, getting that win in the hometown there, Washington D.C., and looking forward to seeing what he does there at 130. I mean, I guess Coach Ronnie kind of agrees with who is it, Sean Porter, because that I talked with Sean Porter and he said that Lamont Roach is the guy there at 130. Even though we'll see another guy that is ranked high with the world title at 130 pounds on Saturday night, and I'm really interested to see how he performs there in Newark.
Yes. Oh, Shockey Foster, yes, sir. Ronnie, who wins that head-to-head matchup? Because that's a great one, guys. That's a great style matchup too. But who takes it, brother?
You know what? Shockey, man. I know this kid. And, he's really good. And I'm glad to see, that he's a world champion right now. And, the world champion, being a world champion, that automatically makes you like a 20, 30% better fighter than what you already are. And, this would be a really great fight between him and Lamont Roach. But, as of right now, I would favor Roach. But O'Shaki has the tools to continue to be champion.
Well, then you enter Emmanuel Navarrete. How's he looking at 130?
Yeah, Yeah, he's looking. I mean,
You also have Oscar
130.
Valdez. You also
Yeah,
have Oscar
yeah.
Valdez. This is a great
Yeah.
division, guys.
No, 130 is picking up, man. They are. Absolutely. 130 looks like one of the best divisions in the sport right now. You know, it's not just one guy that stands out. You know, you got 4 or 5 guys that's standing out at the 130-pound division. And, you know, that's a wait and see thing, right? We just have to wait and see who will fall on top.
I'll tell you what, though, I can't wait to see these matchups materialize, though, guys. Can't wait to see it. Lamont Roach, welcome to the party, my friend. Number 5, Big James.
All right, here we go with number 5. Tank Davis is having to negotiate with top-ranking Vasyl Lomachenko out of necessity because he needs an attractive B-side to sell pay-per-views, fact or fiction.
Well, that's a fact, you know, because, you know, you have to have an attractive B-side. You know, people are not just paying for what they figure, hey, I'm going to see the A-side or he going to win by knockout, so that's what I want to see. No, they want to see good fights. That's simple as that. And you're not going to find a better fighter at 135 than Lomachenko as an opponent. You know, because this guy, man, you know, with the amateur background that he has, and, you know, he's shown in the pros also that, you know, he can really be the guy at 135 pounds. So, and with the style matchup, this boxer versus puncher, you know, this is a good fight. But again, you know, who's going to cross over to what side? You know, I think Lomachenko would have to cross over to PBC and fight Tank that way. I don't think Tank will do it the opposite way. I don't think he would go over to the side of top rank.
Well, from what I've been told, and I don't know how accurate this is, but this is someone who is fairly knowledgeable of what's going on the ESPN side. They tell me that ESPN is going to be responsible for Vasyl Lomachenko's purse. PBC is going to be responsible for Tank Davis's purse. And it's going to be a split pay-per-view. It's going to be broadcast and distributed on ESPN pay-per-view as well as Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And so this is, from what I'm being told, this is very close to being done for the final Saturday of November. Coach, who wins this, brother?
Man, you know, it's hard to go against Tank, man, because this kid, he just, you know, he's so smart, he's powerful, and, you know, both guys are really good. But I just think that with Tank, as powerful as he is, he set traps up really well, you know, and I just think Tank is the better fighter right now. I really and truly do. I think Tank is, you know, I think Tank power is going to cause a lot of problems and throw Lomachenko out of his game plan.
James, what say you, my friend? Do you concur with the master, Ronnie Shields?
I agree with Coach Ronnie Shields. I mean, you'll talk with and heard from Coach Calvin Ford, and Coach Calvin Ford, always has said you haven't seen the best of Tank. And I think with this last fight that he had against Frank Martin, you've seen a different dimension of Tank Davis, and where he didn't really act as much as a counterpuncher, but he kind of went forward and was a front foot dominant fighter against Frank Martin, and was able to chase down Frank Martin. Whether he was throwing punches or not, he was able to chase down Frank Martin. And then once Frank Martin broke down, then he was able to catch up to him. I think with Lomachenko is he may have like the speed or the combinations that he could put punches together and things like that. But I kind of have Tank almost in the same light as Canelo in a sense that if you don't have something to really hurt Canelo, that's going to be a problem. And with Tank Davis, if you don't have something that'll hurt Tank Davis, then he's just gonna end up walking right through you because the foot movement, he's very underrated in that particular department, and he showed that in his fight against Frank Martin. So I have Tank Davis getting a stoppage over Lomachenko.
And Ronnie, if you were training Tank Davis for this style matchup, would you do what Tank did, or would you recommend he do what the strategy that he used against Frank Martin and take the lead, cut off the ring, close the distance, force the action?
No, I wouldn't do that against a guy like Lomachenko. You know, I would force Lomachenko to come forward a little bit and then catch him in between punches. Because Lomachenko, he's going to throw shots. You know, he's not afraid to throw punches.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I would force him to come forward. I would just sit back and I would just wait. Anything close at the beginning is going to favor Tank, I believe. And, you know, Tank is also a good counterpuncher. You got to remember that too. You know, you got to watch a lot of his stuff because he's a good counterpuncher. And so he can afford to wait on Lomachenko. Lomachenko, he's gonna force it if you don't. You know, because he's gonna try to take the lead. And that's what Tank would need for him to take the lead. And then counter everything that he does.
Wow. I'll tell you what, guys, I can't wait for this one. This is a long time in the making. Yeah, I think most of us wanted to see this about 5 years ago, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Well, good things come to those who wait. Maybe a little too long, but hey, better late than never. I think that's what they say sometimes. Chingao. Look, let's jump to number 8, guys, shall we?
Okay, here we go. After Tank versus Loma is announced later this month, Shakur will shock many fans and elect to re-sign a multi-fight deal with Top Rank Incorporated. Fact or fiction?
You know what? I really believe that's a fact. Because, you know, for myself, I'm thinking that I don't know where else Shakur can go. You know, I don't think he would do anything with Matchroom. And, you know, I don't think he would do anything with PBC. And I just don't see nobody else out there. So, you know, unless he go to Saudi Arabia, you know.
Nope.
No, I just said that.
Oh, Riyadh season?
Yeah, no. I can't see him going to Saudi Arabia because I don't think they're interested in, you know, really smaller guys. You know, they're interested in bigger guys. But, you know, and I don't think Shakur is a bigger name. So they couldn't really do much with him in Riyadh. So I don't see that at all. But you know, Top Rank, you know, they seem to be good to Shakur. You know, I don't know because, you know, I don't see the contracts or anything like that. But, you know, they really like Shakur, I know for a fact. They really like him a lot. And I think Shakur, as a fighter, believes he's going to be worth something more, you know, after this fight. And, you know, but this is why you have lawyers. This is why you have managers. This is why you have people to negotiate for you. And, you know, I really believe he's going to resign with Top Rank, though.
Here we go again, though, Ronnie. Why does this guy, even though he's been a headliner on ESPN, why does he think he's being treated unfairly?
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know what the situation is. Maybe he feels, you know, he's one of the top fighters in the world and that he deserves more money. That money is always finds a part in negotiations. always. So maybe he feels that he's not making enough money and competing with the guys like Tank and Lomachenko. Maybe he feels, he's getting underpaid. That's the only other thing I can see. But the thing about it is, where's he going to go? If, I don't know who else is going to offer him the kind of money he thinks he's worth. That's going to be,
And
that's
Ronnie,
gonna be the telltale sign.
and maybe I feel I deserve to be dating Jennifer Lopez. Chinga.
I mean, but look, understand something. He's a fighter. He's a world champion. And every fighter wants to get paid. I mean, they do. Everybody wants to get paid. The thing about it is, I just don't see people knocking the door down. Excuse me. I don't see people knocking the door down to get to him. To say, hey, we would do this for you, or we would do that for you.
Interesting.
I don't even hear any fans banging that drum wanting to see him fight anymore.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I don't, but I don't know. Maybe there's an outside person out there that may be interested in Ash Shakur Nafis Shahid Stevenson. Now, hey, listen, Joe. Listen, Coach Ronnie.
Richard Shaver? Are you saying Richard Shaver, brother?
Listen, I got my guy Richard. My guy Richard over in California. He's gonna talk to Shakur, and we're gonna make him
Chingo. Well, I tell you what, brother, maybe number 7 can shed some light on this. We're going backwards now, guys. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Oscar De La Hoya is correct when he states William Zepeda will throw more punches in the first round against Cabrera than Shakur Stevenson throughout his entire fight with Hartunian on Saturday. Fact or fiction?
Oh, Chingo.
Oh my God! I don't know if I want to answer this.
Woo!
But
Oscar dropping the truth bombs, brother.
yeah, that could definitely be a fact, though.
Oh
man!
But
say it ain't so, Ronnie.
Let me ask a question though. Let me ask a question. I'm gonna ask this question for both of y'all, right?
Let's hear it, Ronnie.
Do you think Top Rank is doing this fight on purpose?
You mean a not so favorable style matchup?
Yeah.
To keep his market value at an all-time low?
Yes.
Especially after Shakur Stevenson has announced that he's for sure going to test the free agent market after this fight. You think Bruce Trambler or Brad Goodman would do that dastardly deed, that diabolical plot?
Yeah.
Well, look, there's an old saying in boxing. If you're asking the question, then you already know the answer. And there it is. Bob Arum, boy, he's played this game for how long? 60 years?
60 years.
Probably more than that. He's 100 now, so yeah.
It's a very astute observation, Ronnie. I tell you, once again in boxing, if you're asking the question, you already know the answer. You know what? With guys like Brad Goodman, and when you consider how deep the talent pool is at 135, you bet your ass that they're doing this intentionally. Hey, you know what? We'll be happy to resign you based on your current market value to a multi-fight deal. Hey, and we'll make you a good offer based on fair market value. How about it, Shakur?
Yeah.
Oh, Chingo. Dirty pool, gentlemen. Dirty pool. But look, Chihuahua. Yeah, I just really feel bad for him in that the WBC and Frank Martin are the ones responsible for sticking him in the ring with that snooze fest Edwin De Los Santos. Could you think of a more dreadful style matchup than that, Ronnie?
No, not at all.
Yeah. And so, look, if you're going to be sore at somebody, don't be calling Bob Arum publicly a racist while you're still under contract and when they have the power to stick you in the ring with Artem Haratunian. It's like, dude, why would you do that? Artem Haratunian. Gesundheit. Why would he do that publicly? Man, look, Floyd said he was racist. Terrence Crawford said he was racist. And now I'm saying he's racist. There must be something to that. Dude, why would you do that when your contract is up? And when you still have one fight left? Why would you do that? Now Brad Goodman's, oh, really? Okay, well, hey, let me call my guy in Uzbekistan.
Oh, man.
Ronnie, I'll tell you what, you connected the dots and you put together the entire picture, my friend. Oh, jeez. Well, I tell you what, best of luck to you, Shakur. Now, what is oh, geez, man, what is he gonna do, James? Because this is a guy who's not gonna come at Shakur Stevenson. This is a guy who fights in that amateur style, mid to long range. He likes to use the entire ring. He's gonna force Shakur out of the pocket to take the lead. Something he's not, well, most proficient at. How do you see this fight playing out, James, on Saturday? You're going to be there, aren't you?
Yes, I will be there. Hopefully, Shakur Stevenson approaches this particular fight like he did. What was it? In the last time he was at the Prudential Center against Yoshino, at least try to, have a little bit more opportunities to be aggressive because. Like, yeah, in that De Los Santos fight, he didn't do that at all, and it was an absolute snooze fest. And he's here at his hometown in the Prudential Center. He cannot afford to have a snooze fest here in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey. So I expect him to, at least go out like Chino or have a performance like he did against Jamel Herring back in 2021, or at least I'm hoping for that.
Oh boy, my prediction. I've got my crystal ball out. My prediction is that James is going to be conducting interviews by the third round rather than sitting and watching the rest of this fight. That's my prediction.
Oh no!
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, well, have fun, James.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, here we go, guys. Number 6. We're 50 minutes in. We're trying to make a tight 60. We want to thank everyone for joining us, guys, and we apologize. We're not going to be making it through the comments this time, but we'll see. Let's try to get through these last couple, okay?
All right, here we go. Number 6. After serving his year's suspension by the New York State Athletic Commission, Ryan Garcia will elect to remain inactive, citing bouts with depression and entanglements with the Illuminati. Fact or fiction?
This could really be a fact. But this kid, man, he's a really good fighter. And boxing is where he should be. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. But it's hard. It's hard looking at this kid and seeing that how really good he is at boxing and how popular he is amongst the fans. This kid, he's such a good fighter, man, that this should be all he does. And then after his career's over, then he can do whatever he wants to do. But I really believe after his suspension, he should have a long talk with himself and, say, look, man, I'm a fighter. This is what I do. And I'm good at it. So I should be out there fighting the best fighters that's out there. This is what I think it should be.
But what do you see him doing, sir?
I do see him coming back. You know, because I really believe he loves boxing. I can see it. You know, he really, you know, not only does he love the sport, he loves the attention that the sport gives him. You know, everybody knows this kid. You know, he's such a, you know, a popular fighter, and people really like the way he fights. So, you know, and I really believe that, you know, he can come back from this, and you know, and he could really be an asset to the sport of boxing.
Well, I tell you what. Yeah, I'm not sure on Ryan Garcia, guys. This guy's such an enigma. That's a nice way of saying he's a royal pain in the ass, guys.
He could be that.
God
He could be that,
dang,
but that's
man.
okay though.
Yeah, it's okay when you have 12 million subscribers on Instagram. Yeah, that's okay. Chihuahua, but come on, man. Do yourself a favor. It's like he could have got no. Well, hold on. Let's go back because it's been a minute since we've spoken to you, Ronnie. Were you surprised when he didn't get a slap on the wrist by the New York State Athletic Commission and only get 6 months?
I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised, you know, because you know they did their job. You know, this is what they have to do. You know, you know, because a guy is popular, you know, you don't want to, you know, just let things slide like they did with other fighters, because they let other fighters get away with a bunch of stuff. But you know, but with Ryan they didn't. And you know, look, if the test came back positive, then you failed the test. Simple as that. But again, you know, I know a lot of fighters, and I see them all the time taking stuff that probably they don't know what they're taking. And, you know, this is why, you know, fighters have to start doing this thing on their own to know what you're putting in your body. You know, you can't always depend on these guys that call themselves conditioning guys, because sometimes they trying to make a name for themselves and not for you. They're using you to get their name out there. You see what I did with this guy, you see what I did with that guy. You know what? And, you know, and I've seen it. I've seen it done. And guys not knowing what they're taking. So that's why I say these fighters have to really be really careful and know who's giving you stuff, because sometimes you just don't know.
Well, you know how I feel about that, Ronnie.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
don't choose not to work with these assholes who are the drug pushers of boxing.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. And if you are going to work with them, make sure they're reputable, clean boxing guys, real boxing guys like Ed Jackson. That's a real boxing guy, right?
Yep.
Chihuahua, man. It's like, dude, come on. Not these con artists who were ostracized from other Olympic competitions, other sports. Why do they all end up in boxing, Ronnie?
Well, I think that's simple to understand.
Yeah, the red light district of sports. Chingo. Oh, Chihuahua. No wonder we're all gravitating towards boxing. Chihuahua. That says a lot about your character, James. Just jiving, my friend. Just jiving, brother. So, let's go to number 9. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me pull that back up. Ronnie, were you a bit surprised when you heard Devin Haney after that purse bid and he didn't like the number? Were you a bit surprised when he said, you know what, I'll just wait out a year with Ryan and I'll come back for the rematch? Were you a bit surprised when you heard him say that?
Yeah, I was surprised that he said that. You know, I don't think he wants any part of Ryan anymore. I really and truly don't. believe that, and because they're never going to agree on the weight anyway,
Yeah.
So he could forget that. That's not going to happen. I really and truly believe that that's definitely not going to happen unless they fight at 147.
Do you see this matchup still being hot after a year on the shelf?
No, absolutely not.
And there it
I
is.
think people are going to let that go. People are going to
once
forget
again,
that and let it
the
go.
fans are the real bosses of boxing, guys. Once again, It's all up to them. If they want to see it, then yeah, I can see that fight happening. And I can see Devin Haney having a change of heart and saying, yeah, bring on Ryan. I want it back in blood, whatever the hell he's saying these days. Number 9, Big James.
All right. David Morrell Jr. will call out David Benavidez immediately following his highlight reel knockout of Hot Rod Kalajic on August 3rd. Fact or fiction?
That could be a fact. That could be a fact.
Woo! How's Dave Morrell looking?
He's doing really good, man. He's looking forward to his light heavyweight debut, and he he trains hard, man, and we putting the game plan together, and he's there, man. He's focused, and he knows exactly what he has to do.
So Osvari's in good spirits?
Oh, always. This kid is always in good spirits. I've never seen him not in good spirits.
Except during the fight.
Oh, no. He'd be in good spirits then, too.
Oh, my gosh. It's almost like when someone said, this is how you speak English. They turned on Scarface with Al Pacino. And they said, okay, this is how you're going to speak English. He sounds just like Al Pacino's character in Scarface, doesn't he? Hey, man. Hey.
Look, man.
So say good night to the bad guy. Go on. It's the last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you. I am a political refugee from Cuba. Give her another Quaalude. She'll love me in the morning. I swear, he sounds just like Scarface.
Yes, he does.
Are you looking at me, man? You need people like me to point your finger at. So what? You think you're good? You're not good. You just know how to hide. You know how to lie. Me? I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say good night to the bad guy. Go on. The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you. I've seen that movie a couple times.
I think we all have.
Oh, brilliant. Oliver Stone. Beautiful screenplay. I tell you what, tragic movie, though. Number 10. Here we go, Big James.
All right, number 10. Next month, Santos Saul Alvarez Barragan will announce a 2-fight deal with Riyadh season, facing Berlanga in October 2024 and Crawford in May 2025. But no David Benavidez. Fact or fiction?
That could be a fact, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if Turkey, is really into Canelo Alvarez right now. I think he's really into the fight with him and Crawford, but I don't think he's interested in anybody else besides Crawford or Benavidez. But from the looks of it, I can't see them making a deal with Benavidez unless they're paying Canelo $150 million.
Sorry, David. Looks like you're going to be fighting Osvara instead, brother. Buckle up and get ready. Didn't look so hot at 175, my friend. Woo! Oh, am I laughing too much about that?
No.
So wait a minute. What about the rumors? Jermall Charlo is a possibility for October? Ronnie, what's going on here, brother?
I haven't heard that, so until somebody call and tell me that, I believe it when I hear it.
Oh boy. Like what is the old saying? You fooled me once, shame on you. What about what is there a saying when it comes to fool me 6 times, fool me 7? Because I tell you what, we've been down this road before, and I'm awful sick of it, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Well, look, this is what I don't understand. It's like, well, oh, geez. And look, Jermall could have had this assignment had he been, well, had his mind been fully 100% into what was going to happen in the ring. And I can understand that. If your mind isn't what it should be, you have no business stepping in the ring, period. Because that's dangerous business.
Yep.
But, gosh, you guys could have had that, Ronnie, in September. And I guarantee you he would have just tried to survive like his brother.
Yeah.
Do you think about that sometimes, Ronnie, or no, you choose not to?
I choose not to.
Oh, jeez.
I choose not to.
Because you've been hacking at that chance at Canelo Alvarez for a very long time with Jermall.
Yep.
Oh boy. Oh, jeez. And so in your mind, with Canelo Alvarez, well, seemingly he's not on the back 9. Well, maybe, but he looks still really good against Jaime Munguia. He looked damn good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But how would Jermall Charlo fare against that version of Canelo Alvarez, sir?
Jermall Charlo can fight against anybody. You know, he really and truly can. And with the style that he has, you know, he's just so good at what he does when he's in great shape. And he would definitely be in great shape for Canelo Alvarez. And, you know, this I know he can win this fight. I mean, I see it. I live this fight, you know, but until he gets in the ring with him, we'll never know.
Come on, 7-Eleven. James, did you smell that last quote that Ronnie just gave us?
Yep.
Oh, that's an article right there, my friend. That's an article right there. Well, look. Well, there's no point in talking about it until it, well, let's just hope that we still hear some rumblings about that within the next month or so, because that's when he's going to be making this decision. We're already in July. He's going to be making a decision by August. So we'll address that when we see more signs of that, right? So, James, number 11, the last one on the docket, sir.
Here we go. Anthony Joshua will steamroll Daniel Dubois when they finally square off in September to become the new IBF heavyweight champion. Fact or fiction?
I'm gonna say fact, but I don't think he's gonna steamroll him. You know, because you know, like Dubois, you know, he's a tough guy, and he really is, and he's younger, stronger, and he uses his head, you know.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean to tell me I thought you meant something else. I know what you meant. You mean to tell me you meant that he thinks very well in the ring. He stays relaxed and focused. That's what you meant, right, Ronnie?
Yeah, I meant everything. Everything you can do with your head, that's what I meant.
Oh, Chihuahua. Toby says this, Coach. Welcome to the show, Toby. We love you, man. I thought Jermall was retired now.
No.
So do you think that bulbous cranium is going to fare him well against Anthony Joshua?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Oh, boy.
Look, it's going to be a tough fight, but I think Joshua wins. But, I think it's going to be tough. Just because of the style matchup.
Look. I'm going to ask. Hold on. Let's. James, what say you before we greet some of our dear friends in the chat?
Listen, I will be absolutely surprised if this fight goes past 5 rounds. Joshua should be able to knock him, as they say in the UK, spark out.
Spark out.
Well, he took enough right hands from Ergovich.
You got that right.
But with that bulbous cranium, I'm not so sure, man.
Telling you.
Listen, it won't necessarily. It doesn't have to be a straight right hand. It could be an uppercut. It could be a left hook, right uppercut combination.
It could be a crown to the chin. It could be a crown to the chin of Anthony Joshua.
Man, this is Joshua by far. Like I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this, man. If Dubois gets past Joshua, it'll be one of the biggest upsets that we've seen probably. But given the point, though, it would probably be the biggest upset since Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Snickers, get him. Oh, okay. Now, look, this would be the first that I've ever heard. Ronnie, does your gym have AC?
Yeah, well, we have it, but we don't turn it on.
There it is, guys. Welcome to South Texas. Welcome to South Texas, guys.
We only turn it on cleanup days.
That is an absolute fact.
There it is, guys. There it is. Oh, geez. Heido, welcome to the show, my friend. And Bruce, I'm not going to read that whole thing. That's terrible. Hit the like, you scumbags. No. We are talking to our extended family, brother. How dare you? And the real Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and Morning. Guys, salute to you, my friend. Thank you for supporting the coach always. Guys, you haven't already, please go subscribe to my brother Bruce. Also, my brother Anthony Manzano. Thank you for being here, Tony. We appreciate it, brother. And also, my brother Eric Gomez. Thank you for supporting the coach on this day. Let's see if we can get through this, guys. I know we can. Mini Meal. Welcome to the show, sir. Loma is hitting 40. Old man now. That's why Tank now will fight him. Ronnie, come on, man. Is there a little truth to that?
No.
And there it is. And there it is, guys.
Absolutely.
Look, now maybe his handlers might have thought that way, but Tank?
Tank is a warrior, man.
Yep. He wants all of it, brother. This is a guy who's brimming with confidence and who truly believes he can knock anyone into tomorrow, especially at 35. Look, given the right amount of money, he could probably move up to 60 and believe that he could spark out Janabek Ali Manala. Easy work, right? That's how these fighters think, guys. Come on now. You've been looking at too much boxing Twitter. Guys, come on now. Chingao and Adam Montequia, your former fighter, says Oshaki is the biggest 130-pounder ever.
Yes,
you know, he may be. He's huge.
Yes.
How does he still make that weight, brother?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because the main street gym doesn't have any AC, just like yours.
We have AC. We just don't use it.
And there it is.
Except for cleanup days.
And holidays and rainy days. No, I'm kidding.
No holidays.
And there it is, guys. There it is. Oh, hold on, real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Also, my brother Big Luke. Thank you for supporting the coach always from New York, home of taxation and liberalism. It says coach of all coaches down here, Ronnie. Thank you for being here and supporting the coach, my friend. I tell you what, it's always a joy to meet with Coach Ronnie every week. Hope you guys appreciate that, him taking time out of his busy schedule. But with that said, guys, I think we are at the end of the road. Let me get rid of this so we can say goodbye to everybody. James, do you have any last questions or parting shots for Ronnie and our listening audience, sir?
Well, I mean, I might have a parting shot. You talk about the whole thing with the Scarface line, or with the, fool me or whatever it is, right? There's like a famous little saying there. Well, there's an old saying in Tennessee. I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again."
Oh, jeez. Dude, you had to bring up the W, man. Come on, dude. I love George W. Stop it, man. Fool me twice. We won't get fooled again. Oh, jeez. Where have you gone, George W.? Jeez. I can't believe, man, with these two knuckleheads actually on the ballot this year, I'm pining for George W. How do you like that? Jeez. Well, at least Frank Martin can say, at least I didn't do as bad as Joe Biden this past debate. And there it is. There it is. Oh, geez. Enough of that nonsense, though, guys. I'll tell you what. Ronnie, any parting shots or any last updates that we failed to ask you about?
Oh, no last updates. We just doing our thing in the gym and continue to keep working hard, as always, but keep watching Wall Week Radio, and you can always follow me on Instagram at official Ronnie Shields.
Guys, on behalf of James from the Boxing Source, and on behalf of the living legend, Coach Ronnie Shields, I'm little old Joseph Heron, and you've been listening to War Week Boxing. Have a great evening, everybody.
Proudly presents living legend and elite level trainer Ronnie Shields.